Welcome to CYF Spotlight, presented by the Commission on Children, Youth, and Families. The Commission is a joint effort between the City of Farmington Hills and the City of Farmington. Its purpose is to foster a healthier community by focusing on our most precious resources, our children and our families. The Commission is made up of dedicated volunteers and community activists from all walks of life. Working together with other groups and agencies in the community, the Commission creates programs with one goal: to encourage a supportive environment where children, youth, and families are happy, healthy, educated, and safe, and have the opportunity to reach their full potential. The Commission is hosting this show to bring our focus and activities to the community. We welcome your input and support. You can learn more about our Commission at our website, www.cyf.us. On today's CYF Spotlight, we are going to talk about the American Association of University Women and its Farmington branch. With me today, I have Diane Haig and Joan McGlincy. Welcome to the show.
Thank you
for having us.
Yes.
So tell me, what is AAUW?
AAUW is the American Association of University Women.
And it's easier to just say AAUW.
Sure. I understand it's been around for quite a while.
Yes. 1881 it was begun in Boston, and we've been around ever since.
And what was the purpose for forming the organization?
Well, it actually started with a mother who wanted her daughter to go to the Boston Latin School, and she was not allowed because she was a girl. And so she became quite involved in advocacy for girls. And her daughter then graduated from college and wanted to have more opportunities besides just what were available for women. So she formed a group, and that was the beginning.
Okay.
And, their first exercise was to refute a statement or a study by a local physician who said that education harmed women.
Oh, goodness.
It would be physically and mentally detrimental.
I think all of us would oppose that statement,
They
yes.
disproved that and went on from there.
Well, thankfully, that's good to hear. How has the organization evolved over the past 130 years?
Well, it's really grown. You know, starting at just such a small group, we're now over 100,000 women in the United States. And our equity, equality, and advocacy, which is our cornerstones, have really evolved as well. I mean, we do so much for women as far as equal rights, and we are championing equity in pay, which still does not exist.
We're still fighting
We're
that
still
argument.
fighting for that. And of course, advocacy with legal actions, as well as we were instrumental in the Lilly Ledbetter Act. That was the first penned statement by the President Barack Obama.
She has the pen.
Yes.
Wow.
And we have a legal advocacy fund.
Okay.
And we hear cases and assist women in cases of harassment or, some kind of problem with the workplace.
Wow, wonderful. Yeah. So it's pretty far-reaching what you do.
Yeah.
And so what is the mission today? It's to help make sure that there's equity for girls in all levels of education, as well as when they're older and they want to go back to school and that kind of thing.
Advocacy, philanthropy, research. We do a lot of research.
Okay.
Two of our researches, one is on sexual harassment in the school that just came out, and a program on why girls tend to drop out of science when they get into middle school. And we've done research reports on that.
And why is that?
Well, it's one of the things that they've looked at to try to figure out what does the school need to do to encourage that, what do parents need to do to encourage that. And
it's something that's been that way over the years. You know, think about, 20, 30, 40 years ago, women were just kind of told that you didn't have a place in science, you didn't have a place in research. So that's why that fear of getting into it was always there.
Interesting.
And we have made advances because there are, I think, more women in medical school now than
than there are men. There's more women in medical school now.
Oh, that's wonderful to hear. So we're getting up there with equity, aren't we?
I think
so. What are some of the other accomplishments of the national organization?
Well, they have a lobby corps that goes and really lobbies for things that are important to women and girls.
Okay.
Our organization was very active in the civil rights movement. It was interesting to read that during the McCarthy era, they warned about the invasion to our civil liberties with the communist scare. So they've been active through the years,
and they keep pursuing education for women and leadership. We have a conference called NICWISL, which is the National Conference for College Women Student Leaders.
Oh, wow.
And it meets every year in Washington, and we send delegates from college. We've done that in our Farmington branch, and it's just so rewarding to these young women. They spend a couple of days there. They go into the Senate or the Congress, and they meet leaders. They see other women who have made it that far, and then they network. So it helps you as far as job opportunities in the future. You have leaders telling you, women leaders telling you how best to market yourself and to develop. So it's a great trip, and everyone that's gone there that comes back and they usually speak, it's a great.
And another thing we've supported is a movement by the Auxiliary of the American Legion to send young women to Lansing to study government firsthand.
Oh, wow.
Well, young men and women. And one then is chosen to go to Washington, and we've supported that process locally.
Yeah.
Wow, wonderful.
Yeah.
Now tell me a little bit about the Farmington branch. When was it formed, and what are some of your wonderful accomplishments?
Well, we were formed in 1951, so we've been around
for a while.
Yes, and been involved in many things that have grown, like the Players, the Farmington Players.
Still involved with
Still involved with that. The Friends of the Library. SAGE, which is a senior group. Adults.
Giving to education. It was sort of just introducing young people to seniors.
Okay.
Yes. So that's developmental. And then to the current day, we've worked with, partnered with OCC, Oakland Community College. There's a program nationally where you partner with a university, and all the students, once they do agree to partner, are free e-students. So they can go on the internet and get the benefits of AAUW as far as, grants, scholarships, etc., and information that they need. And then what we did through OCC is we developed a back-to-school program for women who are transitioning back to school. Maybe it's 15, 20 years since you've been in school, and a bit intimidating. I know it was for me.
With the 18-year-olds, and you're in your 40s.
Yeah,
sure.
Yes, very intimidating.
But the other thing we do is we give a scholarship to OCC every year for local women, Farmington Hills area. And that is something that's been very rewarding to see.
Wonderful. Diane, would you care to share a little bit about your experience of going back to school when you were 40?
I went back when I was 40 to grad school in Ohio, to medical school actually, and I was the oldest person, and it was intimidating because I had no idea back then, time tests, how to do tests, how to really network with the students, what financial things were available. All that was very intimidating to me. And I've talked to women over the years and who've had the same experience. So when we talked with OCC, and they were saying to us, let's develop a program that helps women. So it's a one-day program. They come in, and there's a person there from each branch of application. So you can fill out the application, you can look at all, talk to the person on finances. There's a lady there, really a motivational speaker, that's wonderful. And then all the things that are available, which I was so impressed, how much free tutoring's available once you go to OCC, all the different benefits, which I would have never known about, nor any of these women would have known about.
Well, and they were very comfortable when they found that there was a program for them. I think they really felt like there was a support system. And we also, at that point, when they come in, is talk to them about some of the things they need to be aware of. They need to make some life changes in order to accommodate school, not to take on too much and fail, but to take on enough that they feel
and what to
successful.
Let go of,
right.
And what can't.
So it's a wonderful program.
Yeah,
it really
wonderful.
is. And I went back to school actually at OCC. Before I went to graduate school, I thought, well, I have to get my feet wet. And I remember asking a question in a math class, and the instructor told me that perhaps I was too old to understand.
Oh, no.
And I think I was 36 at the time.
Okay. And what did you say back to that professor?
Well, I was stunned. I said, well, I'm here to learn. You know, it was just a stunning moment to me that someone would say you're too old to,
That's a
perhaps
shame.
too old to learn. So
Yeah.
didn't stop me, though.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Why did each of you join AAUW?
Well, I joined for community involvement. When I retired, and I retired a little early from work, I decided that I really wanted to be involved in Farmington. And I wanted to be involved with a group of women that had the same interests that I did. And that's exactly what AAUW has brought me. We have interest groups, so if you like a political action group that you want to get involved in, we have that. We have a gourmet, loosely termed gourmet.
Use that term loosely.
Very loosely. We have a theater group. There's bridge. There's a number of interest groups if you like to socialize and you want to be involved with women.
We also have a current issues group to study whatever is happening that we need to know more about.
Great.
Right. But then the community involvement, that's what I really love. We work, of course, to support the backpack program. We're doing these things with OCC. We also work with the chambers. We're a member of the chamber.
Nonprofit member of the chamber.
So we have people who've been involved with, who are involved with Meals on Wheels, people who do reading.
Well, we're in the school, we'll volunteer at preschool.
So there's a number of things that you can do for outreach in your own community, which I really feel is rewarding.
And I was really interested in, well, number one, the stimulation intellectually. I was looking for that when I retired, but I'm very involved in volunteering, and this organization opened that up for me too. And the camaraderie we have, it's a nice group of women.
That's
we meet we meet the third Wednesday of every month, and we have a speaker, which is always a stimulating speaker. There have been excellent speakers, and we're open to the public, so anybody can come to our meetings and see and discuss whatever we're
We have a general meeting in March and May and October, which are open, and we have them available. And as Diane said, we have interesting speakers or interesting programs.
Now, is anyone welcome to attend your meetings?
Yes, they're free and open to the public.
And how would they find out about the organization? Is there a website or a phone number you'd like to share?
The website is www.aauwfarmingtonmi.org.
So it's very easy. We also try and put our flyers in the library and other places that actually give the information on AAUW. And then I have my own personal phone number in the flyer itself for people to call.
And we always have a couple of contact numbers and people that you can get a hold of us.
So if someone's interested but they're not yet ready to join, they can attend, get their feet wet, learn about membership that way? Wonderful. What would a member gain by joining AAUW? You talked about the camaraderie and getting involved civically. Anything else that would be a nice benefit of joining this group?
I just feel the rewards are just so great, and it just keeps growing. We keep trying to do more things. So we're always looking for other people to come in and give us more ideas. That's what we really enjoy. Because with OCC, that was a new thing. What we're doing with even the chambers, that was a new thing. So each time we have a new member come in, they'll say, well, how about this organization?
And you'll say, oh my goodness, why didn't we think of that?
So it's wonderful to share information and to grow.
One of the things we've done recently, which is part of the national movement, was to get out the vote. And we've done some voter registration. And it's really exciting to see young people register to vote for the first time.
That's very exciting. I remember the first time I did. That was quite an honor.
And then we follow up with them afterwards. If they give us their email address, we'll give them be sure to get to those polls.
Oh, yes, advocacy, encouraging. Is there anything else you'd like to share about the organization or how you promote education? Anything we haven't touched on?
Well, we have an educational foundation, our national organization does, and we work very hard to earn funds in order to support that, which we do, as well as the legal advocacy fund.
And I think if anyone would go on to our website, a college student like the ones at OCC, and see what's available, it is amazing the number of grants and scholarships They have scholarships or smaller grants actually for a program at your campus. So if you develop a program and you want to put it on at your campus, you can apply to AAUW, and they have grants available for that. So there is a lot available. It's just, you know, getting that information, and we're trying to share more and more with OCC as far as publicizing this.
The national website, aauw.org, has all of this information. And they have a wonderful, wonderful museum. And you can go online and follow the development of AAUW from the very beginning. And it's very extensive and very good.
That's wonderful.
Yes,
That's
it's been a great organization, and I'm very proud to be part of it. And I really feel that we've grown over the years.
Well, it's wonderful to have your contributions to our community. It seems like you're making such a difference in a lot of directions. So thank you for bringing this to us, letting the public know that they can take part in all the good works that you're doing. And thank you for being our guests on the CYF Spotlight today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
And thank you for watching.